and welcome back to Pip Explores. This week we are talking about the benefits of section hiking.
When you ain't got no money, you got it.
So if you've looked at long distance hikes anywhere on the internet, you will know that the big thing is through hiking. And there are lots of benefits to through hiking, blah, blah, blah. Not getting into it. Today we are talking about section hiking. So a lot of reasons people choose to through hike, and I'm not here to bash on you if you're a through hiker, more power to you, but a lot of the negative connotations that come with that community is that through hiking is the only way to see the trail. The only real way to experience it is by doing it all at the same time. So today I want to defend section hiking and all of the reasons why section hiking is just as valid as through hiking, and some of the reasons people might choose to do that instead. I do want to give a quick shout out to my fellow YouTuber. Her handle is SectionHiker, and she's been section hiking the AT for a while now. And SectionHiker is one of the only section hiker YouTubers that I know about, because again, all of those big name hikers are through hikers. So what are some reasons you might decide to section hike instead? Well, for me, my main reason is I actually like my job. Well, I know that that's crazy, but to through hike, you pretty much have to quit your job. It takes between 5 and 8 months, depending on how fast you're going, which trail you're doing. But that's just not feasible for some people who actually, enjoy the life that they live. For some of us, i.e. myself, section hiking gives us a way to still get out there on these amazing trails without having to give up other parts of our lives that to us are just as important. Section hiking is also way more accessible. You're less likely to need a lot of support, people mailing you packages, financial ability to section hike. You can section hike with the crappiest gear you can find or rent, borrowed gear, anything like that, and have a way better time than if you would try to through hike with all of that extra stuff. Section hiking is also more accessible to people with medical issues who might have to go to see a doctor every month. It's also a lot less intimidating to go on a weekend hiking trip than a 6-month hiking trip. So people who are unfamiliar with the wilderness due to lack of exposure as a child, where they grew up, their family not being into it, any of those types of things, starting off section hiking, even if your goal is to end up with a through hike, makes it way easier to get into the community. And isn't the entire point of having outdoorsy videos on YouTube to bring other people into our community? Yes, that's what I thought. That's why I'm here, is to help other people get outside. And if the only way that you're preaching is to get outside and really experience the wild is to go on a complete through hike, then you are part of the reason that people are thinking, well, I can't do that. I can't take that much time off work. I don't have the gear to hike that long. I've never been outside for that long. And why you shouldn't not do something because you've never done it, it makes it a lot easier if you're also promoting things like section hikes. Section hiking also gives you a chance to test out a lot of different gear setups. When you start a through hike with something, you're pretty committed unless you want to buy a completely new sleep system, for example. When you section hike, you can test out different things and find what you actually like and then keep using it. Another reason you might choose to section hike is because you can cover a lot of ground in a short period of time when you're not worried about sustaining that level of activity. So a section hiker could do longer miles in a few days than your typical through hiker more easily, because at the end of their few days, they're going to go home and sleep in a bed. You can also do a section hike in the same way that through hikers do their through hikes. So every 5 or so days, a through hiker has to go into town to resupply. You just can't conceivably carry 6 months of food on your back at all times. That also seems like just a waste of weight. So you can plan your sections just like a through hiker plans the sections of their through hike. You're just doing them with spurts of going home while they're doing them with spurts of going to a hostel. My last thing is, by going on a section hike, you give yourself more room for error. And I'm putting that in air quotes because things like deciding that I need to carry an entire bottle of wine on my trip would be considered an error by some people. That's not necessary weight, but it makes my trip a little bit more fun when we roll into camp at night and I can be like, so we just hiked 15 miles, so let's have some wine. And it just kind of allows you to have a little bit more fun with it. There's less pressure to finish on time, and you get the experience of being outside and being cut off from everything else, and all of those things that you get with thru hiking, just in smaller little chunks. You can still get in touch with nature. You can still learn how to be a backpacker. There are so many people that have done thru hikes, and that's how they learn to be a backpacker. You can do that in a section hike, and you don't have to need to completely reset the life that you've built for yourself to accomplish something that you've wanted to accomplish. Now keep in mind, if you decide to thru hike, more power to you. This entire video was just in defense of choosing to section hike. And I hope that however you choose to hike, you get out there and hike your own hike. Now if you like this video, make sure you give it a big ol' thumbs up. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We are on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, all at Piff Explores. Don't forget to check out our website, piffexplores.com, and we will see you next week.